Pivoting the data. So pivoting the data means converting the rows data into columns, or vice versa. So now here consider if I have sales data. Okay, I've already created the table. So there is product ID, category, the year, and the total sales. So this is some product ID, the category to which they belong to, the year, and the sales. Okay. Now here okay, I think I've already included the data also. Okay, so this is the data that is there. Now let's say I'm looking for in which year, what was the category and what was the total sales. So like let's say electronics 2022, yeah, 5,000, clothing 2022 7,000, then 2023 electronics 8,000, 23 also, okay, it is 6,000 only. 2023 furniture, it is null. Okay, so let me show you by year and category how are these getting added up. This is the total sales. Now I don't want to look at this particular column like this. Now I want to separate it into 2022 2023, that is I want 2022 to appear in the columns, 2023 to appear in the columns. Let us see how do we do that. So first of all, I specify that I want to pivot this sales for the year value in 2022 and 2023. First of all, I specify that. So this source table is getting pivoted. So this will become my source table, and that is getting pivoted as like this. So this is my pivot table, the source table, and then there is the pivot table. This is my final result. See, this is please understand that this is my final result where I am having the category. I don't have the total sales, but rather I have 22 and 23. So now here my source data is this, and then I specify that I would want the details, the sum of total sales, to be pivoted for the year. So now it shows me clothing 2022 2023, these are the sales. Now consider one another situation, that is if I am not sure how many years do I have, for which I will have to extract all the years first and then pass in that to the same query. I repeat, so here I will pass in a list of years that is there. How do I get the list of the years? So now when we want to do it step by step, that first of all I want to get the list of years, and that has to be passed to the query. So for that, what I can do here is I can write a function here. So now here I am declaring two variables columns and the SQL. Now in the columns here I am aggregating all the years put together, and so now I have declared two variables columns and SQL, and here I am telling that in the columns put all the year values separated by a comma, and here I am selecting all the distinct years that are there. And now I am setting my query. The query, if you see, it's the same as it was earlier. See, earlier also we had the same query. Select star from select category, comma year, comma total sales from sales data, and that data gets pivoted. So it's the same query again. Select category, comma years from, select category comma year comma total sales from sales data as source, pivot it. Now instead of passing the list, here I am passing at columns. So this query is now written in that variable which is called SQL. See here, if you see, I am trying to execute this individually and it is not working because any query is not related to any other query. This has to be executed all together to get the result. So now this is, if I include any other year also, this query will get executed. Again, this is something like static and dynamic. This will work, this query will work only for 2022 and 2023. Consider a situation where I am not sure what are the years. So in this case, I declared the two variables. In the first variable, I first put all the column names that are there, that is all the years, and then here I include the dynamic SQL query, that is the SQL query which is going to consider the dynamic values. And then finally I go ahead and execute sp execute SQL. So this is the function which will help me to execute the query which is passed in this particular string, and this will give me the desired result. So this is how I pivot between rows and columns.